Lightning like Steve McQueen. I'm in the fast lane when the light turns green. And I built tough, I ain't nothing but grit. Cause I made rugged blood, sweat, and spit. Yeah, like a horse I fly. Better push yourself in for a bumpy ride. I like to play hard, but I work harder. And I weather the storm cause I'm built stronger.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We are live. It is the Freight Coach Morning Show, the top morning show in transportation, coming to you guys every single weekday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central, to break down some industry headlines and to provide some actual insight into what you can do with a lot of this information. At the end of the day, you guys, it is why one of the many reasons why I proudly fly this American flag behind me is because I'm living my American dream, and I want to keep you guys in business and help you guys live your American dream as well. And there's just a lot of information that's out there, and some of it's good, some of it's not so good. And we can't have people basing their decisions off of some information that somebody wrote that doesn't even know what a fucking fifth wheel is. So that's what we're here for. We have some transportation professionals here that are going to come on. We're going to talk about all this stuff, and we're going to do all that. But before I get into any of this stuff, as always, you guys, got to give a shout out to my friends over at VHub. They're the ones who keep this neon light on behind me every single day, you guys. VHubApp.com. Access to trailers. We all need them. Talk about a great separator as a broker. What's the biggest pushback that we get all the time? You guys don't have any equipment. Well, now you guys have access to it. You can create a drop trailer pool, do a lot of amazing stuff on VHub. And if you're a small fleet, you never have to shut your business down now. If your trailer's in the shop, you don't have to lose out on that revenue. And actually, you can make money while you're doing this because you get paid to reposition these trailers. So what they're working on right now, you guys, San Diego, California, Ron Burgundy's actual hometown, San Diego, going up to Spokane, Washington. With this one, put an offer on. Go to their website, put that offer on. They also have San Diego going to Selma, Texas. That's a reefer trailer, $750 to do that. They also have a drive-in in San Diego going to Laredo, Texas. There's plenty of freight coming out of Laredo for you, $600 to do that. And this is all on top of the revenue that you can get by loading out that trailer. And then they also have Dallas, Texas, going up to Vitaly Becker's hometown of Mississauga, Ontario, just outside of Toronto. Go on their website and put an offer in on that, you guys. VHubApp.com. Hit them up. My man, Xavier Campos, my friend Stacey Steen, they'll be in the audience here. And I actually have a very special guest from you guys. He's from VHub as well. Zach Lonergrand. He's Mr. Texas, actually, is what we're going to call him.
That's perfectly
fine.
What's
up, bro? Big Texas.
How's it going, Chris? I put on my fancy flannel for you. So, this is the tuxedo that you get.
I'm just upset it's not blaze orange because that should be a thing.
Hey, all I'm saying is the red is the VHub red. So that's what we had to go with today. We got a red.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Zach's like a marketing dude. So like, he's an Aggies fan. Like, what's funny? I'm going to kind of spoil. Zach lives in Austin, Texas. Most people are UT fans, Longhorns, hook 'em, baby. Zach hates Texas. He loves A&M. He's an Aggie, apparently.
Yeah, I'm just a walking contradiction. I think that's really what it is. It's me walking around in maroon in a sea full of burnt orange. I've just been doing it. I think that might be what it is I need to get orange out of my head that equals bad and make it, orange equals Chris Jolly, and I like Chris Jolly.
That's right.
It's just a rewiring that we got to do.
See, it's slowly happening, though. Yeah. Bro. It's slowly happening. Pretty soon, the next time I speak on stage, everyone's going to be it's going to be a fucking sea of orange out there.
I believe it.
Not to be confused with University of Tennessee. Drew Driscoll's he lives out there in Knoxville. Friday, let's fucking go, baby. Mr. Canada himself, Vitaly Becker's out there. Riley Dietrich, what up, baby? Thanks for joining. Erica Hamilton, TGIF, and good morning to you as well. Zach Williams, what's up, brother? Happy fucking Freight Friday. Happy fucking Friday, Freight Freaks. Jesus, that's a tongue twister. Say that 10 times fast.
I like that.
He's with SPI Logistics, you guys. If you guys want to become a freight agent and take control of your financial future, hit him up. Nicholas, what's up? Let's go. Daniel Hunt, happy Friday. Chris Brewer, what's up, big dog? River City Logistics in the house, you guys. Iowa's finest right there. All right, Vitaly. Miss Mississauga. I can't pronounce that. Dalton Devine, what's up? Hell of a day, baby. TGIF. Julia, what's going on?
Let's go.
And then Drew, orange for the Vols and the Freight Coach. It's all synonymous. It's 1-1.
Hey,
yeah, go ahead.
We beat Tennessee a couple of years ago. So, by the transitive property, A&M beat Alabama this year. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You just have to go back a decade. It's fine.
Dude, I think the funniest part of that, this is why I love college sports, especially college football. A, they stormed the field. B, they fucking ripped down the goalpost and brought it to the bars downtown. Like, I have no inclination. Like, yeah, college was fun, but I don't need to go back to that part of my life because I didn't even know my name half the time. But I could only imagine how fucking rocking downtown Knoxville was after that.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Mainly because I don't remember a lot of it either. So we're on the same board there. Yeah, dude, just a bunch of hooligans. I mean, it's fun, super fun to watch.
It is.
But I'm super glad that I'm not in Knoxville or that I wasn't in Knoxville. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that would have been.
You guys do that. Keep doing your thing. I'll cheer for you, but I'm behind a TV.
That's okay, Drew. We get it. You don't have to keep selling us on it. We get it. Drew's just going to suddenly drop Knoxville comments throughout the entire fucking show today.
Hey, I don't know. We got to get Drew over to Kyle Field because that place is electric.
It's just got to come.
Yeah, just 106,000 people. It's no big deal. It's just a tiny crowd. It's fine.
That's it. That's all you guys got there.
Yeah, only. Yeah, we only pack it like every week. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, for sure. But I mean, you guys got to come down to Camp Randall. We all know what happens fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth quarter every Saturday, Camp Randall. I had to clip it off so I don't get sued. I don't want to get copyright.
Yeah, you can have that much fun.
Exactly. You guys are welcome. So yeah, dude, we're here to talk about, breaking down some articles, the flow of the show. For those of you who this is your first time watching the show, we break down industry headlines every single weekday. I also have my Coffee with the Freight Coach podcast, new episodes out on that actually as well right now with Trailer Bridge CEO Mitch Luciano. But again, you guys, this is just multiple different platforms that are out here. At the end of the day, we're just here to provide some education and insight into what a lot of this information means for us because, frankly, we're pro-business on this show. I want to see people stay in business. I come from a family of truck drivers. I still have family members who drive, and I just want to see this industry improve. And that's kind of the real basis behind all of the content that we put out there. And so, Zach, like what brought you into this industry, man? How did you find VHub?
Yeah. So the simple answer is JD. JD Ribbon is a beast. And we had a simple conversation back when I was working in the marketing field, and the conversation that we had was super, super beneficial and just really healthy. And I went, dude, whatever this guy does, I want to learn more, like quite simply. And then, lo and behold, I started looking through VHub and just trying to kind of stick my toes into the freight world. Cause to be completely honest, I have very little information and very little knowledge. So, the one good thing I have is that I'm a super curious guy. And so I like to ask questions and I like to, challenge myself. And so JD was just the natural path. And then through JD, I met VHub and the group behind VHub. And then it was a really natural fit from a connectivity standpoint. I got my degree in sociology. So people and helping people and building that through like an entrepreneurial and also through just really a business lens overarching it's just been a great relationship from the get-go. And then if my brain goes, can we push that into the freight world? I think we're all better off when we connect a little bit more. And I fully endorse, like you said, small businesses. I love the little guy. I've been a little guy. I've owned my own companies and things like that. So it's been tremendously helpful to see a company want to scale connectivity and scale the ability for more people to be independent, more people to access what they need to make money. And then on top of it, like be super flexible, be allowed to, again, run that independence and make money off of said independence. So I think it looks cool. It seems cool. And I'm ready to rock on it. Like I think JD's told me this, and I think you've said it as well, but like once the freight bug bites you, you kind of jump into it and you're like, oh, this is my life now. So
you're in it for life. You have no idea, Zach, but you're already in it for life. It just hasn't.
I'm an Aggie. I drank the Kool-Aid so early. So like, just put me in the Colt, whatever it is, throw me in.
We have some Canadian shit talking happening in the comments right now. And this is about as Canadian as you can get. Vitaly's making fun of me because I can't pronounce Mississauga, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And Zach Williams who's a Vancouver boy, says we call it left of Toronto over there. So that's about as Canadian shit talking as you can get right there.
That was the most polite way to insult.
I know. I'm just surprised Zach didn't say sorry, buddy, but this is what we call it. Aaron, what's up? It is a beautiful day here in Phoenix. It's fucking the best day, best season out here. Sean, he's out here with a Roll Tide, baby. Let's fucking go. I love it.
I don't know about that.
That's like Chris Brewer. It is electric over there. All right. So first article we're going to break down, you guys, is from ttnews.com. September trailer orders highest since March. That's a good sign. U.S. trailers orders in September cleared 25,000. And while down about 10% compared with a year earlier, we're at their highest since the first quarter. Orders reached 25,700 according to the Act, which cited trailer makers' initial reporting that will be revised. A year earlier, orders were at 28,000. FTR revised its initial its initial take on preliminary orders to 21,500 after first reporting them at 12,500 on October 17th release. There are more unknowns about the component of the shortages and future prices. The low order volumes could be viewed as trailer makers filling in 2023 build slots when they are confident they have the necessary visibility field to require them. And I think that's what has been driving a lot of the truck orders. As you saw last month, like truck orders fucking skyrocketed because I think all the OEMs were like, hey, let's roll. We have these. And I think that's where the hesitancy was coming in from the consumer standpoint of is I'm not going to order something that I don't know that I can get. So I think that those are affecting the numbers as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's like a little yo-yoing effect where people go, oh, I can buy stuff, and then it runs a little bit, and then it kind of rubber bands back, and then that obviously directly translates to how many trailers you need and how many new trailers you need, because it's all directly in relation to the supply.
Yeah. And it goes on. Additionally, some trailer manufacturers are reporting expectations that when they do open for the remainder of their 2023 order boards in the next few months, those spots will also fill rapidly, despite no firm pricing available at that time. And, and again, like that's a good sign. So it's almost like what I'm hearing here is they're only releasing a certain amount that they're going to be able to sell. And like they haven't even filled all of their 2023 spots yet. So again, I think looking at it from a business perspective, like trucking companies, like with the economy and everything that's going on out there, like they're still going to invest in new equipment because the last couple of years, maybe they've let their equipment run a little bit longer than they normally would due to the fact that a lot of these companies out there buy every year, but they only let them run for about 3 to 5 years and then they get rid of them and put them back out there. So again, I think it's a solid sign of that at least people are buying equipment and they're still fulfilling those orders and things are happening. I would be speaking a different tune if it was like, nope, nobody's buying. Because I think it's a testament to the overall freight market where we are. Yes, it is down from where it was at the peak, but it's still above a normal freight market when it comes to overall volumes and everything. And that's what's healthy about it. Yes, I understand what the spot market looks like as a whole, but freight's still moving right now. And that's what's most important.
Yeah, and obviously it's not, it's a correlation. It's not exactly like the direct factor, but and this is a weird thing because you can't really gauge it, but it provides kind of hope back into the market in a sense. It's a hopeful kind of projection that says, hey, we're pretty sure we're going to sell these trucks, or we're going to be able to offload these, or we're going to refresh a lot of fleets or whatnot, And yeah, this is a reasonable amount of hope that we have versus an unreasonable amount where we're, totally overproducing or something like that. Or they just want to, you're hedging your bet a little bit and saying, how many trailers can I sell? How many trailers can I get on the road? And again, with the capacity issues that we're facing right now, you want to make as safe a bet as you can. I mean, that's plain and simple. You're trying to save your money.
No, definitely. And, David Geeson, he is a VP of sales at Stoughton Trailers. He says it's a pretty normal number as trailer makers are booking ahead as needed, that they're filling Q1 and Q2 to make sure we have visibility for the supply chain. He pointed out to lower volumes of spring suspensions and axles, but many more are hand to mouth. Another trailer executive agreed that slowly letting orders flow into the backlog was the key to understanding what is happening in the market. Whether a month is a high or a low is less about the general demand and more about the order flow and the supply chain. So again, he also, my man, Chris Hammond, he's the executive vice president over at Great Dane. Chris Hammond was on the podcast before. He said that Great Dane and the other trailer makers are all trying their best to make commitments that they can keep. When labor and supply issues come up, it causes delays. So everyone's trying to manage that as a whole. And again, I think it's like, to me, it's just more about like, this is just a new way of kind of navigating through things as orders and raw materials and stuff continue to trickle in. Is it's like, I feel like as a sales rep, not having anything to sell is bad enough, but not being able to fulfill the commitments that you've already sold, dude, like that had to have been an old conversation to have last year of, hey, where's my trailers? Still not here, still not on the production line. It's still going to be 6 more months. So I think like from what I read in this article, Zach, was that a lot of these manufacturers took control of the situation and we're like, listen, we're only going to release what we know we can produce, and then we'll release more if we can, but we're going to take a slow and steady approach to this as opposed to just going gangbuster with it.
Yeah, I think the position, and I think it's a healthy position to have, is we'll commit to these, but we're not going to overreach. I mean, there's in every aspect of business, and it transcends, the transportation industry specifically, but it's okay. What are you promising and what can you achieve? Like, you don't want to overpromise and underperform. That's like step number one in business is don't overpromise. Don't say you can give somebody the world if you can't.
Right.
And it's almost arguably a better tactic from a sales lens to say, I don't have that, or we don't have supply yet. People are much more, I guess, responsive or receptive to the idea that, hey, we don't have it yet, versus, oh, I told you we had it and we don't.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to undercommit and overdeliver in any instance in life.
Makes you look like a badass too, quite honestly.
It's just being transparent with them. It's almost just like, hey, listen, I can't do that right now, but here's the solution to said response there. And a lot of like, and again, and I've been in this situation as a sales rep, building my company up. I want to commit to everything. And it's something that I still go through. I still struggle with, because I want to say yes to everything, but as my time and capabilities are what they are, I have to be very mindful of that, because it's more damaging to your brand. Whether you're a sales rep working for somebody, an entrepreneur building your own thing, you are a brand. All right. Yeah. Your brand will follow you. Your reputation will follow you everywhere. So it's a lot easier to have these conversations first than backtrack a lie. Trust me, I fucking lied about everything in my career and it got me nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing it gets you in hot water, because then you have to find solutions for problems you created. And then you're like, oh gosh, I'm hanging out here and I'm sitting in like my own little pool of bad mistakes or something like that. And then, it obviously everybody has to learn that, but it's one of those lessons that you don't forget. And I think we're seeing that now, maybe in just in a micro sense, or just from a leadership perspective, like all these manufacturers and all these OEMs, they're sitting there going, okay, we need to be sound about what we're doing and also be informative, because now, transparency is a huge issue across the board in terms of business. And now we're starting to see that lots of companies are turning towards, hey, this is what we have. We really can't afford, quite honestly, to oversell or overproduce or do those things. Like everything has to, for growth, for proper growth, you got to have your numbers in line. You just have to.
Absolutely, man. That article, you guys, ttnews.com, September trailer orders highest since March. Next article we're going to break down. It is from fleetowner.com. Private fleets are growing to combat capacity constraints. During a year full of capacity constraints, private fleets relied on the stability of their own transportation systems to control costs and keep customers happy. The most common challenge for private fleets involved drivers, according to the survey of more than 100 NPTC member companies. More said respondents cited to the aging driver population, driver recruiting, driver turnover, hiring, retention, and driver shortage for the full fucking string there. The other top challenges are equipment and maintenance. Did they list everything that a fucking truck? Equipment, maintenance, fuel costs, and the supply chain. What else are you fucking leaving here?
Our biggest setback is the entire job of trucking.
Yeah, our biggest setback is everything in the industry. It's really fucking challenging. Let me see.
Everything hurts.
So it's been another growing year for our fleet, and it's largely due to the outside contract carrier market being really rough and escalating quite rapidly in price. Said Mike Kramer, is a corporate VP of transportation for Quikrete. And he said that during a media briefing out there, and they pushed to add drivers and outbound and everything. And 2022 report is based on the 2021 data gathered from private fleets that are companies whose primary business is not transportation. The MPTC member fleets use the extensive benchmarking reports to compare operations and performances as a whole. It was a pretty robust year for most of us on the activity, and for our members are up year over year. Said Tom Morris, the VP of the NPTC. Every year we continue to hit a new high when it comes to measuring shipments, volumes, and other value of those shipments. And it said that these guys reported a 10.3% increase from 2021 to 2022 or 2020. Excuse me. The percent increase is up over levels of 9.7% the previous year and 8% 3 years ago. And, again, I think like that's what a lot of businesses have to take into consideration as they're growing and dealing with that is it's like at times they might not want to start their own fleet, but they have customers, again, like back to the whole issues over the last couple of years. At the end of the day, you guys, I think like that's what caused a lot of the inventory spikes that we've seen out there as customers were like, last time I checked, we don't have any revenue if we don't have inventory on the shelf. So I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I think with that, again, I'm not an inventory specialist or anything like that, but in simple terms, I would say a lot of purchasers had that conversation was I would rather buy it and not need it than need it and not have it because of what happened. And I think like that's what a lot of these companies who are investing into their private fleets are taking us as like, listen, we can't wait for the market. We can't wait for people to come solve. We have to solve our own problems. And it's the same thing, you guys, a lot of this to tie in a lot of the messages that I talk about, regardless of how the market is performing, your customers don't fucking care. They pay you to have a solution. Just like all of these retailers, like you look at Dollar General, for example, they were in the news. They are having a ton of investment into their private fleet. Their customers don't care that Dollar General can't put the specific commodities on the shelves. They just need to fucking put them on the shelves, right? Otherwise, a customer at Dollar General will now say, fuck it, Family Dollar has it. I'm going to go to their direct competitor. So that's what a lot of these companies, I feel like, are looking at as a whole, is they're like, we're just going to invest in our own fleet and we're going to take it on. It's not to say that these guys aren't going to work with outside providers anymore, but they need to have the infrastructure in place so they don't have to have these conversations.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think one of the other like fascinating points that I saw in the article was when they listed out, like when they did the like carrier survey. Obviously the thing that jumps out to me the most is age of drivers, is age of truckers, because that's a thing that I think we need to look out for, quite honestly, is just seeing how, so not only supplier or customers have needs, so they're going to need shipments, they're going to need people to literally move this stuff to them. And then on top of that, if that age group is getting, or if that group is getting older and older and older, we're going to have to replace those people. Like that just is what's going to have to happen because you want to retire. You want to stop driving. Makes sense.
And I was going to say, like, and on top of that, though, like, that's why, like, we need to market to that next generation of drivers. Where are they at? Like, there shouldn't be this much of a hesitancy when it comes to social media marketing and getting it out there. And that's what I've, like, honestly, man, like, my secret big hope is that next generation of people who are like looking, we've all had this conversation. What the fuck am I going to do with my life? I hope they stumble across this orange fucking Polo here one day and they're like, the freight industry seems kind of cool. I'm going to drive trucks now. And I want that to happen because we got to utilize social media to market to that next generation.
Entirely. Can I make a public plea to all the youngins out there? So, coming from a guy, again, who has done a lot of different things in my life and tried to do that, figure out what the fuck you're doing, quite honestly. And you never know, just FYI. You will never know. You'll figure it out at the end. That's the fun part. But one way to kind of cheaply live on your own, experience the rest of the United States at least, and kind of set your own schedule is to be a trucker. And so that's if I were to do it again, I would not go to college. I would legitimately figure out a way to lease or get part of a carrier group or whatnot, get a sleep-in cab, and drive all over the country. There's so many cool places to go to if you can get paid to go do those places. And then everybody wants to be, TikTok famous, and everybody does want to be, a celebrity or a micro celebrity. So videotape it. I would encourage every young person that has a phone and the ability to hopefully get a loan for a truck. I think those are the two components. You just get in the truck and there's loads for you to take. You got to learn it. It's going to be a challenge, but if you want financial freedom, if you want flexibility, if you want to own your own time, being a trucker is and being a carrier is an extremely attractive thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can literally take control of your financial future, get in, work for somebody, learn the industry, get out there, get your own truck, document that stuff, get in, and just do a lot of it. Vitaly Becker brings up some good points. It's, the older the drivers will inevitably have a hard time with deliveries that require a white glove approach, like what a lot of retailers need.
Sure.
The more physically demanding the thing is, the harder it will be to maintain as you age. And, it's true, but it's also like, there's such an opportunity. Like, again, anybody out there who's like, I don't know of any jobs, look in the trades. Yeah, everybody's fucking hiring in the trades, especially in transportation. I secretly just like, my ultimate vision is just to make the blue collar sexy again. Like, I'm a blue collar guy, grew up in a blue collar family. We got to get people back into this stuff because we're the real backbone of everything. Is the fucking blue collar worker, the hardworking men and women of the blue collar industry are the fucking real backbone of this world, especially here in the greatest country on earth, which is the United States. But I digress, and we do have to hit one more article here before we go.
Chris, as you're transitioning, that is hilarious that you say the backbone of America and the backbone of really like what drives, the U.S. economy. Stay tuned for a video that might be coming out here shortly that might say the exact same thing about a certain company called VHub.
Okay, well, I trademarked that, so you guys got to pay me.
I got to pay you. I got to kick you $100 under the table.
Yeah, exactly.
That's easy. That's easy.
That article.
I already got your Venmo. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. Fleetowner.com. Private fleets are growing to combat capacity constraints. Last article we're going to get to today is from the JOC. Strong trucking earnings temper shift in pricing power. U.S. shippers looking for rate reductions and transportation savings in truckload contract negotiations are finding they must give a little to receive more. Despite economic headwinds, large publicly owned U.S. trucking companies are defying expectations shaped by recession forecasts when it comes to revenue, freight volumes, and earnings. Implications for shippers to use those carriers to move high volumes of freight. Although shippers are certain to get some rate relief heading into 2023, those dependent on large, high-volume carriers will face more resistance to rate cuts. J.B. Hunt, one of the first large carriers out of the gate with its third quarter earnings Tuesday, set a high bar for its peers, beating Wall Street expectations. Truckload carrier Martiner reported a 21.9% increase in revenue. Knight Swift, increased 15.5% year over year. And then although consolidated operating income dropped 1.7% year over year, the trucking market is much more orderly than a year ago, they had said. Again, the demand is still high. And, for-hire trucking rose 5.5% year over year in September. And then the Cass Freight Index was up 4.8% year over year in the same month. Industrial production rose 5.3% year over year. Again, I think that it is going to, again, I'm not going to say it's going to be like good or anything like that, but there is opportunity. And that's what I want people to focus in on more than anything is there's going to be opportunity. Freight is still going to be moving. And as long as the behemoths are out there posting record fucking revenue, which is awesome. I love to see people make money and I definitely cheer for all of that stuff as a whole. But let that be the gauge for the overall freight market. A lot of these larger providers, they have a ton of resources. They have a ton of people on staff who do this. They're a lot smarter than me. And they are out there, and pay attention to these earnings reports, you guys. Like, this isn't a fluke. All right. Like, these guys aren't making billions because it's falling apart. I'm not saying that there aren't challenges. There are challenges that are out there and happening, but they're finding solutions. And that's what we all need to do at the end of the day. Whether you're a 1 truck operation or a 100 truck operation, we got to find solutions for our customers right now, and we will still keep our wheels turning.
Absolutely.
That's it for today. That was mic drop, boom.
That was a mic drop. I loved it.
JOC.com, strong trucking earnings, temper shift, and pricing power overall. That's it for today, you guys. The Freight Coach Morning Show. Zach, how does anybody find out more about you, man? How does anybody reach out to you?
Yeah, so I've got my emails on my social medias, I believe, and then you can just hit me up on LinkedIn is probably the easiest way, or just shoot me an email. It's zachary.lonergan@vhubapp.com.
That's easy enough. Zach, thanks for joining me. That's it for today, you guys. The Freight Coach Morning Show, the top morning show in transportation. We'll be back on Monday, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Central, to break down some more industry headlines. If you guys saw value in this, share the show. That's all I can ask at the end of the day, because if you guys see value in it, your network's going to see value in it as well. I appreciate you guys all so much, and we'll be talking to you soon.